Cari amici di Belli Capelli, buonasera. Oggi avremo l'opportunità di avere con noi il Dr. Bircan per questo nuovo appuntamento con il live di Bellicapelliforum. Welcome everybody. Today we will have the opportunity to have with us Dr. Bircan from Turkey for this new live. The interview will be in English, but I will provide a translation into Italian. So we are just waiting for Dr. Bircan to join us, and we're gonna start. Thank you to all the viewers, and just a few minutes we are waiting for Dr. Bircan to join, and we will start our interview. Once again, if you have any question, please feel free to write here and we will try to answer live. Come sempre, se avete qualche domanda scrivete pure qui e saremo felici di rispondere in diretta o comunque successivamente. La live di oggi sarà in inglese, però effettuerò una traduzione immediata di quanto dirà il dottore, che stiamo attendendo. Dovrebbe arrivare a breve. Quindi aspettiamo ancora qualche minuto e il dottore dovrebbe essere qui con noi. Grazie a tutti coloro che ci stanno guardando. Thank you everybody. We are waiting for Dr. Bircan to join us. He should be here in a few minutes. So let's wait a little bit. If you have any question, feel free to write it and we will try to answer live. So we are still waiting, and he should be here. Just a few seconds, that Dr. Bircan should be. Here we go. Hello, Dr. Bircan. Thank you for joining.
Hello, Bola. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm glad you are here with us and with our 230 people watching us in this moment. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah,
very nice. Thank you for your invitation, Bola. I am very happy that. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. As I explained to our viewers, today the interview will be in English, but I will provide a translation in Italian for our viewers from Italy. Okay?
Thank you so much.
No, you are welcome. So, Dr. Bircan, I know you are very famous in some countries like Russia. For example, I can see a lot of people watching from Russia right now, but just for our Italian viewers, can you introduce a little bit yourself, a very short bio?
Okay, Bola, thank you. I'm 35 years old. I'm a medical doctor. And I graduated in Istanbul, but I had very big experiences in transplantation surgery in USA and then in the UK, as well as Cambridge University Hospital and New York Presbyterian Hospital. So my interest about hair transplantation started since medical school. So I always went through the transplantation surgery. Now I have been performing surgery in Istanbul like since 2010, and last 9.5 years I'm basically doing hair transplantation. Actually, very in terms of the medical science, transplantation is transplantation. I mean, doesn't matter if it is liver transplantation, if it is pancreatic, or if it is other internal organs. But of course it is much easier, even you cannot compare, but still all process is in the same manner, same mentality, you follow the same principles in the surgery. This is how I am.
Okay, I'm gonna translate for our Italians. Ho chiesto al dottore di fare una breve presentazione della sua storia perché ha scelto di essere un chirurgo della calvizie, ma ha spiegato che ovviamente ha 35 anni, però ha già una grandissima esperienza che ha accumulato in paesi come gli Stati Uniti, il Regno Unito e negli Stati Uniti in particolare a New York, presso l'ospedale presbiteriano, dove si occupava anche di chirurgia generale più ampia, non solo trapianto di capelli. Dal 2010 ha iniziato a lavorare esclusivamente come chirurgo che si dedica al trattamento della calvizie e ha accumulato anche in questo campo una notevole esperienza, applicando tutti quei principi che aveva imparato nell'ambito della chirurgia generale. Quindi, se il trapianto di capelli è un pochino più semplice come chirurgia, avere un'esperienza notevole anche in chirurgia generale, pancreatica del fegato, ovviamente gli è stato di grande aiuto. Ok, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's start with some questions from our viewers. We know that in your clinic you perform hair transplantation using classic, let's say, FUE, so with the incision made by sapphire blades, but also you use DHI. So
Sure.
I always try to explain to my forum members that DHI is not a hair transplantation technique, but is just a way you plant the graft, basically.
True.
And so, can you explain when you prefer to use incision with blades and when you prefer DHI? If it's the same, in some cases it's better one or the other one.
Yes, actually, Bola, we extract the grafts in the same way how we are extracting in the both techniques. As you said, DHI is a method of implantation for sure. So how I decide, as you said, sapphire blades are incisions that you open the holes in the skin. So there is, you always cut the skin and you cut what is under the skin as well, inside the skin. So when there are some hairs, existing hair in the implanted recipient area, let's say, with the sapphire technique, sapphire knife, when you open the holes, you may cut what is inside the skin. You may cut the existing hair. You can give it a match, actually. But when you use the DHI technique in these areas, in these recipient areas, the blade, there is no blade. There are needles which are not so much sharpened how sapphire blade is. So you don't give any damage to existing hair, and giving the direction of the follicles between the existing hair is much easier with the DHI technique. So basically, I prefer these two different implantation methods depending on if the recipient area is totally bald or there are already some existing hair. Other than that, of course, there are many differences that we can count between the DHI implantation or the sapphire blade pencil implantation. There are some differences, but these are, according to our experiences, are not a huge difference in terms of result. I mean, with the sapphire blade technique, we don't see the scars after surgery, as well as we don't see in the DHI. And the other differences, there is no big result that people can understand. In terms of the density, with the sapphire blade, you can reach the density kind of 50 grafts in per centimeter square. But with DHI, it gives you a chance that you can implant more than 50. Maybe you can reach 70 grafts in 1 centimeter square. But we have to think that if we really want to implant 70 grafts in 1 centimeter square, because according to organ transplantation rules, the blood supply has to be enough, the recipient area. So if we think that we will reach the maximum number 45, 50 grafts in 1 centimeter square, there is no any advantage of DHI technique to give a very high density in small area. We will not use that advantage neither. This is the other point. So when patient comes to me, I just check if there are already existing hair, I can guide them to the DHI. But if I see totally bald area and if I don't have any reason to protect the existing hair, so I would say that even it is your choice, even you can choose FUE, even you can choose the DHI. But there is a difference between the DHI needles, which is a bit more expensive in terms of the cost. So at that moment, if the result is same, I would prefer the FUE Sapphire, which is price friendly. But if there is advantage of DHI, of course, I would recommend DHI to my patients.
Perfect. Okay, I will try to translate all this.
Yes.
Thank you. I can see we are there are almost 2,200 persons watching. So thank you very much for watching us today. It's a good number. So I was not expecting that much, but I'm very glad. Thank you for watching us. Ok, ho chiesto al dottore le differenze fra la FUE e la DHI, FUE classica con incisione con lame zaffiro e DHI con l'implante. Il dottore mi ha spiegato che la differenza sostanzialmente, lui si basa sull'esistenza di capelli indigeni presenti. Quindi se un paziente arriva e ha ancora molti capelli indigeni, con le lame in zaffiro nel momento dell'incisione ci può essere il rischio di causare dei danneggiamenti ai capelli esistenti. Quindi in questo caso lui preferisce utilizzare il DHI. Perché? Perché il DHI utilizza degli aghi che sono molto più affilati, più precisi, e in questo modo può lavorare fra i capelli indigeni senza danneggiare. Quindi la discriminante è la presenza dei capelli indigeni. Per quanto riguarda la densità, mi ha spiegato che solitamente con le lame in zaffiro si arriva attorno alle 50 graft per centimetro quadro, con il DHI si potrebbe arrivare a densità più alte fino a 70, però va sottolineato che secondo quelli che sono i principi basici del trapianto, tutte le unità devono avere sufficiente apporto sanguigno, quindi se non c'è apporto sanguigno l'unità non crescerà, e per questo non è tanto una discriminante la densità che si vuole raggiungere quanto la presenza di capelli indigeni. Per quanto riguarda le altre differenze, a livello di cicatrizzazione sono più o meno simili le due tecniche. Il DHI è un po' più costoso, quindi il dottore, se il paziente presenta una calvizie avanzata e non ha capelli indigeni, suggerisce sempre di usare le lame in zaffiro perché, oltre ad essere più economiche, permettono comunque di raggiungere un ottimo risultato. Ok, thank you for your precise and clear answer. Asking. Okay, someone is asking in Russia, but I can't read that. Okay. Okay. Some user want to know which stages of the surgery do you personally perform and what do you delegate to your staff?
Okay. The Bola, actually, as a surgeon, we have to be included almost all steps of a hair transplantation. But as you know, it takes around 6 to 7 hours in one hair transplant surgery because we almost do more than 4,000 grafts, 4,500 grafts in one surgery. So it takes a lot. So how we share with my team is, first of all, of course, we do a very good consultation, try to understand the expectation of patient and try to explain him if we would give him what he is expecting or her, what she is expecting. So consultation is very important step of hair transplantation. And the second stage, we start the surgery with extraction. In the extraction, actually, there are different important parts that we have to choose the right punches to extract the grafts without giving damage. And at the same time, we have to be able to extract the grafts with the surround tissue to use the stem cell around the tissue as well. So choosing the punch, I start the surgery, doing the extraction and deciding the punch and the direction, how we should continue. And then my team helps with that to finish the extraction part. And then the second stage, let's say if it is the pancet surgery, like sapphire with sapphire blade. So I open the holes, which is around 45 minutes. I do myself, and I give the directions and the design myself. When it is with the DHI implantation, I do the hairline, the front part myself, and then my team continues implanting with the pen. But when it is pancet implantation, I just follow my team and guide them, and I just check control if they implant properly, if everything is okay. Because you, as a surgeon, we always have to be on surgery, always have to be following the surgery, being with the team, you know. Surgery is done with the human beings. So, and it is a bit long surgery, not like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. It is a huge teamwork together that we are doing. Let's say if it was a kidney transplantation, it would take around 8 hours, 10 hours. So every team member has to have enough energy, enough concentration, enough motivation, but same time and enough discipline. So as a doctor, we have to be on the patient all the time with the team, keeping the team motivated and keeping team in the discipline. So we are basically doing 3 or 4 surgeries every day. I would include myself more in it, but in terms of the energy and the motivation, we have to share with our team. And you know how we choose the team to work with us. Actually, we are kind of family, and we know each other since very long time, and we always add new people to our team. They learn from us, we teach them. This is why we created an academy that we are teaching foreigner doctors and Turkish doctors and nurses. So when we are as a family, when they work with us with many years, we know how we behave, what we are missing, what we are covering the other one. So we know each other very well. So it becomes a success. We cover each other where we are weak. We cover each other where we are powerful. So it's kind of a teamwork.
Okay, so
yes,
the teamwork is not a standalone man. That's
true. True. Attention is the most important part of it, because okay, when it is liver transplantation, very small, tiny vessels, you have to bind it for sure. You should be very careful. But in hair transplantation, we're talking about 4,500 grafts, and all grafts has to be extracted with the same concentration and motivation. I mean, if you are tired, less motivated, if you break some of them, let's say, they will not grow anyways.
Exactly.
And the donor is the most important part of hair transplantation. So I have to keep the team motivated and under the discipline.
Ok, ho chiesto al dottore quali fasi della chirurgia esegue personalmente e quale delega al suo staff. Mi ha spiegato che comunque lui in tutto il processo chirurgico è sempre presente per tutti i pazienti. Lui inizia a effettuare le estrazioni e vede l'angolo e la direzione dell'estrazione e il tipo di punch più adatto per effettuarla. E dopo aver effettuato le prime estrazioni lascia questa parte a parte del suo team, ma essendo sempre presente per verificare che lo stiano eseguendo correttamente. Per quanto riguarda quando effettua un intervento con lame in zaffiro, il dottore apre personalmente tutti i canali, quindi realizza tutte le incisioni. Mentre per quanto riguarda la tecnica DHI, il dottore, oltre a fare il consulto, segue tutta la parte della hairline, quindi effettua lui personalmente gli innesti perché è la zona più importante per gli angoli e le direzioni, e il resto lo lascia al suo team. Come abbiamo spiegato, il trapianto di capelli non è un'operazione che può effettuare un chirurgo da solo, soprattutto se occorre attenzione e concentrazione per innestare un gran numero di unità follicolari. Se stiamo parlando di più di 4.500 unità, per esempio, sono 4.500 estrazioni, 4.500 incisioni. Quindi è importante che il team supporti il dottore, che sia motivato e che sia concentrato. E questi sono due obiettivi che il dottore vuole sempre ottenere dal suo team. Il suo team è come una famiglia, lavorano insieme da molti anni e quando si vuole integrare il team, loro hanno creato un'accademia in cui spiegano, istruiscono e formano i loro infermieri, i loro dottori che lavoreranno quando pronti quindi è un'organizzazione perfetta, possiamo dire, quella del dottor Bircan. Ok, thank you very much. It was a lot of translation.
I'm
Some
sorry.
people, no, it's okay, it's okay. It's better to have more information so people knows everything in your team, your staff, who is doing what. So some people here is asking if you use BHT from beard and chest in your clinic for patient who has limited donor area. What do you think? Is a good option for everybody, or you prefer to use only scalp?
Bola, this is aesthetic treatment. You know, we are not saving the lives. So we are saving the psychology, we are saving the self-confidence, we are saving just changing the idea of changing ourselves. So about the body hair transplantation, I follow the studies, I follow the research. It says, basically says that extracting from beard, it grows here. So everybody knows that, no need to be a doctor. Everybody knows that this is thicker, this is thinner. So thick looks thick and thin grows thin. So
Exactly.
we explain this to the patients. So when, let's say they have very less donor area and we discuss with patient, I will say, look, I will give for more density for sure, but it will be a bit thicker. Are you agree with that? But if I would put very in front, I most probably will not like, but here might be the density might make you happy. What do you think? If he says, yeah, let's try it, I would like to have it, then I implant, it grows. About the chest, I follow studies again. It says that maybe 6 years it survives, or 8 years or 10 years maximum, according to studies. So I'm explaining patient that, look, I will extract from here. It might grow like 3 years later, it may fall down. Or let's say 10 years later, you will not see it. What do you think? He is saying like, I am 30 years old, Dr.Bircan. If it grows 10 years, I'm okay with that. I'm like, let's do it, but there might be some scars. Are you agree with that? Because not always happening. If he says, yes, I do it because there is nothing against the science, against the medicine. Some patients are saying, yeah, I want from my arms, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, look, according to studies, I follow the science again. According to studies, it doesn't grow more than 1 year, 2 years. Maybe never grows. So I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Don't ask me that from the legs or etc. But other than
No.
that, I follow the studies, to be honest.
Yeah. Ok, ho chiesto come qualcuno aveva domandato quando ritiene il dottore che sia opportuno usare il BHT, quindi prelevare dalla barba sotto il mento, dal petto, da altre zone. E il dottore mi ha spiegato che si tratta sempre di chirurgia estetica e che lui è sempre molto onesto con i pazienti e segue sempre quelli che sono gli studi scientifici. Quindi, per quanto riguarda la barba, diciamo che il dottore ha detto che sì, si è dimostrato che i peli della barba crescono. Ovviamente è noto a tutti che la barba ha un calibro più spesso rispetto ai capelli, quindi non si può utilizzare per esempio un hairline, ma si può utilizzare per dare un po' più di densità e copertura nella parte posteriore. Ovviamente il dottore spiega al paziente quali sono le difficoltà e quali sono le caratteristiche dei peli della barba, quindi se ci sta dicendo che sono più spessi dovremmo essere coscienti che avranno un aspetto leggermente diverso da quello dei capelli. Per quanto riguarda il petto, anche qui il dottore è molto onesto e spiega al paziente che secondo gli studi i peli del petto ricrescono con una percentuale che può essere un po' più bassa, attorno al 50-60%, e soprattutto in molti casi dopo 3-4 anni purtroppo ci abbandonano. Quindi spiega al paziente che deve essere cosciente di questa cosa. Per quanto riguarda peli da altre zone, so che molti vi interessano i peli delle braccia, delle gambe, di qualsiasi altra parte. Purtroppo gli studi scientifici dicono che questi peli non crescono e quindi il dottore preferisce non trapiantarli. Ok, so next question is about drug treatment with finasteride. Do you recommend it to your patient to preserve their native hair, or do you think that there are some better solutions? This is something I'm sure patients ask you every
Yes.
day.
Yes, actually, they were asking, but Bola, they started to learn about it so much. They read a lot about people, their experiences. I mean, using finasteride doesn't change person to person, even it is a woman. I mean, sometimes in women it helps as well if the testosterone level, we have to drop it to turn it over the dihydrotestosterone, even in the women. But let's talk generally in men. They hear from each other so much experiences, and reading from others' experiences is a science, you know, Bola. I mean, it's not only the publications in the laboratory test. It is science that you hear others, how it happens, how does it go with finasteride. It is a case report, a very big one in the forums everywhere. So finasteride, they know that it might have side effect for erectile problems, but maybe it is less than 1%, but it might be permanent, which is very risky. But the advantage of it, according to case report, let's say people hear from each other, it really helps implanted hair to grow well. I mean, maybe to protect existing hair, it has a power, let's say 10, but the implanted hair, they are changing their location. So there the power is, let's say 50, much more effective. So many surgeons recommend their patients right after the surgery 1 year or 2 years to use finasteride to support their treatment to get a better result. This is one. The second thing, to protect the existing hair, of course it helps because of the chemical biochemical reasons, but there is a risk as well. So I explain this to my patients, which takes 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So it's their decision. If you ask me, my clinic, my experiences, more than 85 or 90% of my patient doesn't even use it. I just mention it, I just inform them, but I just explain in this way. More than 90% of my patient doesn't use it neither.
Ok, ho chiesto al dottore qual è la sua posizione sul quanto riguarda il trattamento con finasteride. Il dottore mi ha spiegato che ovviamente non solo si basa sugli studi scientifici, ma anche su quelli che sono i report e il passaparola dei pazienti, perché ovviamente le esperienze dei pazienti, come in tutto, sono comunque dei report oggettivi di quello che può essere accaduto con l'uso di finasteride. Il dottore è sicuramente d'accordo, in base anche agli studi, sul fatto che la finasteride aiuta i capelli trapiantati a ricrescere meglio e ad essere più forti. Quindi quando noi spostiamo dei capelli dalla zona donante alla ricevente, se abbiamo il supporto della terapia farmacologica con finasteride, almeno per i primi 1 o 2 anni dopo l'intervento, sicuramente abbiamo un risultato che può essere migliore. Questo è un motivo per il quale potrebbe essere consigliato. Il secondo è che serve a proteggere i capelli indigeni, quindi a mantenere la buona salute dei nostri capelli non trapiantati. Ovviamente ci sono sempre dei rischi, tutti sappiamo più o meno quali possono essere gli effetti collaterali. Sappiamo che alcuni effetti collaterali in una percentuale bassa dei pazienti possono essere però irreversibili, quindi il dottore spiega ai propri pazienti tutto ciò e poi ovviamente è una loro scelta quella di seguire o non seguire la terapia. Il dottore mi ha indicato che l'85% dei suoi pazienti decide di non seguire la terapia con finasteride, quindi è una decisione che ognuno può prendere in base alla propria esperienza. Ok, picking some question from the audience. Here a guy asking, oh yeah, this actually was one of the questions I want to make. Some doctors claims the hair transplant results are permanent. So your transplanted hair will last forever. Other doctors say, okay, they will last 10 years, 15 years. But some user and some patient reported that after 2-3 years, they start losing volume and quantity of transplanted hair. What's your opinion on that?
Okay, so about the hair, our hair is damaged by many reasons. For example, one is testosterone for sure, which is resistant here. The structure is resistant to testosterone effect. The second is blood supply. It might get lower by the age. Third is the medication that we're using might have some side effects. Fourth reason, there might be some scalp problems. Fifth reason might be some vitamin deficiencies, etc., etc. So we can count more. So according to studies, science is expecting that if you take this hair from this scalp tissue and implant it this scalp tissue, because of the structure of the follicle, it might survive 40 years, 50 years, for lifelong. Science is saying that, but hair transplantation is not a 200 years, 300 years of history. It doesn't have. So we have to follow the cases. Sometimes we think something, but actually it's totally different. It's not the laboratory, it is the biology of our body. So we have to count other options as well. If surgery is done properly, if every step is done properly, if you collect the surround tissue of follicle, if you put the grafts very, very politely, and if you want close very fast, that you open with the sapphire blade, where you don't use a metal slit or something, gets blood supply very well. I mean, if the surgery is done very properly, our expectation is more than 30 years. But if there is not a chemotherapy, let's say, there is not a vitamin problems, not infection, etc., etc. Still, testosterone will give that damage for sure, of course, but the structure is resistant compared to this one. If we would have other problems, of course, it doesn't grow. So the reason it lasts less than, let's say, 20, 30 years, one, if surgery is not done properly, if there are other conditions. You know, Bola, there are many, many chemicals that we are using every day. These are sometimes medications that we get cold flu, let's say corona. These are medications that we have hypertension, blah, blah, blah. These are the food that we are eating every day. It has chemicals for sure. So we don't know what is affecting our follicles as well as our kidneys and the liver. So we cannot cover everything all together. We can just follow the case reports, as I said. As long as Bellicapelli is alive in the life, so we will do our science, our study together. We will see how long it takes. But surgery has to be done properly.
Yeah, this is the most important point. Ok ragazzi, ho chiesto al dottore la domanda da 1.000 milioni di euro, se i capelli trapiantati sono permanenti. Il dottore mi ha spiegato che secondo quelli che sono gli studi che tutti noi conosciamo, i capelli prelevati dall'area donante e innestati in area ricevente sono meno sensibili all'azione dell'idrotestosterone e quindi secondo gli studi dovrebbero resistere per moltissimi anni, 40-50. Però, ci sono dei però, innanzitutto la chirurgia deve essere effettuata in maniera corretta, quindi una volta estratte le unità follicolari e innestate devono ricevere l'apporto sanguigno immediato, quindi l'incisione deve essere fatta correttamente, nelle corrette dimensioni, l'unità follicolare deve essere innestata perfettamente, deve essere estratta col tessuto connettivo adatto, tutta una serie di particolari che fanno sì che si possa dire se la chirurgia è stata eseguita correttamente o meno. Questo è il primo punto. Nonostante la chirurgia sia eseguita perfettamente, ci possono essere degli altri problemi che possono causare la caduta dei trapiantati. Il primo è che il testosterone comunque continua la sua azione. Il secondo possono essere problemi di circolazione, ma possono essere anche problemi legati all'alimentazione, per esempio se assumiamo attraverso l'alimentazione degli ormoni che non sappiamo che stiamo mangiando, e possono essere anche problemi legati a medicine, a farmaci che stiamo prendendo, per esempio per l'ipertensione o per il colesterolo, sono tutte comunque farmaci che possono provocare una miniaturizzazione o addirittura una caduta. Quindi le ragioni possono essere molteplici. Il primo step però è eseguire correttamente la chirurgia, quindi se la chirurgia non è eseguita correttamente i trapiantati potrebbero non resistere per tutto il tempo che desideriamo. Ovviamente non c'è uno storico di moltissimi anni sul trapianto di capelli, e il dottore ha detto finché ci sarà belli capelli e potremo vedere tutti i report dei pazienti, potremo aggiornare la situazione e sapere effettivamente qual è la durata dei trapiantati. Okay, next question is, what about very young patients? You know, I'm sure that sometimes you met people 18, 19 years old that wants a very low hairline, or I don't know, wants very dense, you know? Which factor do you consider before accepting a patient for surgery?
So basically, we have to talk very good. We have to have very good consultation with them, because the number of the grafts that we can extract from the donor area in one session, and then if possible in the second session, let's say 1 year later, and then maybe possible in the third session, we can extract from the donor area is almost clear with any case when we evaluate, when we check the patient. So the bald area right now, the bald area is clear, but the process, the progress is clear as well. So we have, as a doctor, we will calculate what would happen in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, as well as checking their medical story, family story, their situation. So there we should do a very good plan for them. I had a patient, he was 19 years old, almost bald, but androgenetic alopecia. So it was clear there were nothing to lose anymore. So we had a plan with him and he agreed. So we did the surgery. I had a patient, he was like 24, 25 years old. He was actually a friend of mine. He came to clinic, he started to lose hair here last 6 months, 8 months. Almost 2 fingers we would implant hair. But the process of the hair loss in 8 months was very much. So if I would implant hair here, maybe 1 year later, there would be a gap behind it. So I have to calculate that one as well. I mean, Bola, we shouldn't forget that it is aesthetic procedure. We have to count their psychology as well. I mean, I cannot say that, yeah, wait 35 years old, let's wait how it stops and then we will do. But they are young, they want to have hair, they want to brush their hair in 20s, 24, 25. So sometimes they lose their confidence because of it. So we have to warn them, but same time we have to plan very well, discuss with them. So there is no age, because I had a patient, 9 years old. He had a surgery here, this area. It was bald. So we talked with the psychiatrist. He already started to lose his confidence. So we did hair transplantation with him because he was trying to hide in somehow from friends. So there is no age if you are clear, if you plan very well. But of course, if you are not experienced, you would guide your patient wrong way. And then let's say 10, 15 years later, they will have hair here, empty area here, and then hair here. It would look very weird for sure.
Yeah, and good problem. Ok, ho chiesto al dottore qual è il suo approccio con i pazienti giovani. Sappiamo, molti di voi iniziano a perdere i capelli a 18-19 anni, quindi come tratta lui questi casi? Mi ha spiegato che il fattore principale è sicuramente una pianificazione nel lungo termine, quindi capire quale può essere l'evoluzione della calvizie e in base a questo programmare e vedere quanta area donante abbiamo disponibile e in base a quello programmare un intervento anche in più fasi con un approccio di lungo periodo. Mi ha spiegato che ha avuto un paziente di 19 anni che era completamente calvo e quindi in quel caso l'evoluzione era finita e in quel caso ha deciso di operare. Bisogna ricordare, ha detto il dottore, che c'è soprattutto un approccio psicologico per quanto riguarda il trapianto di capelli, quindi i pazienti di 19 fino a 29 anni, diciamo, vogliono avere i capelli quando sono insomma, ventenni e vogliono potersi passare la mano fra i capelli. Quindi bisogna valutare diversi fattori. Diciamo che non c'è un'età minima, ma l'importante è pianificare correttamente per evitare di trovarsi con un'attaccatura qui e nulla dietro. Quindi la pianificazione è importante che sia fatta da un dottore che abbia esperienza. Quindi, queste sono le frasi. Ok, a last question because we are a bit, we talk too much. Okay,
Okay.
what do you see? How do you think the world of hair transplantation will evolve in the coming years? There are some news, or still is the same?
I used to work in a stem cell laboratory in my medical school. So according to my medical knowledge and according to that how I follow the science, it will go for a very long period of time how it is going right now. Because as it is in the hair, it might look simple, but it is totally the same how it is with the brain, how it is with the kidney. Tissue is tissue, cell is cell. We shouldn't wait a magic. I mean, if one day they say that, yeah, we produce totally the organic same kidney, that moment, give science 2 years extra, they will do for it as well. But we shouldn't wait extra effort for the hair before that. Cell is cell in everywhere in the body.
Ok, ho chiesto al dottore qual è l'evoluzione che lui vede per il mondo del trapianto, dice che per il momento non ci sono grandi novità, lui è stato a contatto, ha lavorato molto nel reparto di cellule staminali, quando, insomma, nelle sue precedenti esperienze lavorative, e mi ha spiegato che il giorno in cui arriveremo a poter riprodurre degli organi, quello sarà il giorno in cui potremo usare anche le cellule staminali per i capelli, quindi c'è ancora un po' di strada da fare. Ok, doctor, do you want to... Last question. Why should a patient choose your clinic for hair transplantation? If you want to send a message to your former and future patients, and someone is asking if you plan to visit Italy soon. They want to meet you.
Yes, Bola, you said that I am famous in Russia. You know
Yep.
why? Because I opened an office in Moscow city. My Russian patients know it. Because hair transplantation, the key point is in surgery room, but the second very supportive point is that you follow in the country.
Yeah.
Even 10 days washing is very important, Bola. You had it before. So our patient trusts me so much because I am always face to face with them with the result after care. So I do very good after care. So in the Italy, I will come in Italy in 24, 25. It is Sunday of this month. I don't know if it is 24 or 25. I will come for consultations and I will come every month. And the next month, hopefully, we will open an office in Italy as well. We will decide where to do it. Yeah, of course. So we will follow our patients there. So the key point is follow up. When I come to Italy, Melissa will be with me. She is Italian. So all consultations, follow-ups will be Italian language. And why they would come to me, to my clinic, this might be the reason that I am with them always face to face, as how I am with my relatives. You know, to do a hair transplantation to your relative is so much important because you're always in the same area all together. So it will be the same for my Italian patients. Second reason, I have time for my patients. I am always with them. We are kind of a boutique clinic that we follow. We see every patient that it is our brother, relative, friend. Even Melissa is almost the same, following her patients in the same way. This is the second reason. About my experience and my team experience, they might check our comments, reviews, results. Actually, whatever I would say right now could sound that, of course, I am talking nice about me, but I would give that option to them. They check the reviews, they check the results. If they would find any bad comments, I would appreciate to listen it. Actually, they will not be able to find, to be honest. Yeah. Maybe there might be some bad comments which doesn't have any relation between the results. Mm-hmm. Maybe some kind of hospitality services. It might be the reason, but I can say here that they cannot find any bad comment, any bad result about us. Zero. Since the day I started hair transplantation, I'm always saying that we give you guarantee. If the hair doesn't grow, we would do for free. To be honest, I never did any free surgery until today. That's hopefully good. We don't do, but we are ready, of course, for sure. And if there is, I mean, if you do a good consultation, if you understand good expectations, and if you do good surgery, there is no surprise in hair transplantation.
Esatto. Ok, ho chiesto al dottore quando verrà in Italia e perché un paziente dovrebbe scegliere la sua clinica. Il dottore mi ha dato delle belle novità per noi italiani. La prima è che sarà in Italia probabilmente il 24 al 25 di ottobre, che l'accompagnerà Melissa, che è chi si è rivolto al dottore probabilmente ha conosciuto perché è la sua interprete e collaboratrice per l'Italia, quindi i consulti saranno in italiano. Ovviamente vi daremo più informazioni non appena le avremo, in modo tale che possiate incontrare il dottore in Italia con Melissa. Quello che ha chiarito il dottore è che è molto importante non solo la chirurgia e l'intervento in Turchia, ma soprattutto il follow-up post-operatorio. E questa è una delle principali ragioni per cui, secondo il dottore, bisognerebbe scegliere la sua clinica per l'intervento, perché loro seguono il paziente step by step nel tutto il processo post-operatorio, che è molto importante. Dal lavaggio a qualsiasi altra fase post-operatoria è fondamentale per il buon esito dell'intervento. Questa è una prima ragione. Una seconda è che sono una clinica boutique, come ha detto il dottore, massimo fanno 3 pazienti al giorno e il dottore in persona ha tempo di seguire personalmente lui o chi per lui tutti i loro pazienti. Quindi nessun paziente è abbandonato dopo la chirurgia, ma viene seguito costantemente. Potete vedere tutta la sua storia, la sua preparazione, la sua esperienza e quella del suo team in tutte le reti sociali, sul suo sito o anche su Bellicapelli ovviamente, e soprattutto direi. E quindi queste sono tutte motivazioni che fanno sì che scegliere il dottore sia una scelta valida per il vostro trapianto. Ok, doctor, so I think we finished for today. Thank you for your time. We are waiting for you in Italy. I hope you will learn some Italian.
Yes, Bola, actually, thank you so much for giving me a chance to meet my Italian future patients, previous patients. And I appreciate how you do your job, really. Thank you so much. As I said before, we are doing case reports with you. You are helping science so much. It is very valuable. Thank you so much for everything.
I want to thank you for the 3,900 people who watched us. Is a record, so congratulations to you, Dr. Bircan.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you for everything.
Okay, so see you soon in Italy, and
see you soon.
Ciao. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.